Welcome back to my channel, YouTube. It has been about 6 weeks since I posted last. I apologize for the delay. I had an accident with a power tool that has kept me from doing this type of activity. However, I have been in training the last few days and have decided that I am now ready for more. And I had some old poplar, yellow poplar, tulip tree boards that were in the yard from a project, sawmill stuff. It's been there for a couple of years, time to get it cleaned up. It's hot, it's about 100 degrees, about like 95, I don't know, mid-July. And so I'm over here in the shade by the carport instead of out in the woodlot, change the scenery a little bit. But what I got here is this stuff, which should be really nice and dry. I'm getting it ready for kindling for this fall. And that's no big deal. You've seen that before, right? But I want to talk about a couple of different situations. I've got just a good old chopping block here that I made, put legs on for spoon carving and stuff like that. Don't need this. You can use whatever. You can sit down and do it. I like to stand when I'm doing this stuff. But there's a little Rinaldi hatchet you can use for this kind of thing. This may even be a little tall because I'm way up here. But you know, these little hatchets are good for this, but they're really better for smaller stuff or some shaving type stuff. I do use this for kindling, but I really actually use it for smaller stuff than this. And I'm going to go to the next one. I've got a point here, so stick with me. Got a Prandy 1,000 gram, which is I think about 2.5 pounds. Pretty long handle on this one. This one is my main wood stove axe inside, meaning if I want to knock some bigger kindling up, or if I'm roughing out something, and I would drop this, I'm not ever going to try to carve or really chop with this edge. This is really just a good heavy splitting edge. Kind of hard there. Which it works great. It's not working too good on this, but that's all part of the plan. So what I really wanted to make today's video about is this, which is a full size, like 3.5 pound American felling axe on a 20-inch handle. It may be a 18-inch, but I think it's 20-inch all told. It's called a miner's axe or a house axe or cabin axe. And this is the tool I found that I use more than anything, because I can take stuff like this, boards. I've got a very small little wood shop over here, and I've always got offcuts, and there's always projects where there's bogus pieces of wood that aren't really good for anything, and I never seem to have enough kindling. And this axe right here is perfect for that. Now, and I got it, the handle, oh, I'll show you the handle. You can always just take like a regular felling axe handle and put it in, but this one had a little swell down here. It was definitely made to be a miner's axe handle before I got it. You can see. And so I didn't want to just take a regular handle and throw it in there, so I ordered this one from Beaver Tooth Handle Company. I don't know where I can't remember where they're out of, somewhere up north. And it's hickory, it's fine grain. It's got a little bit of that twist to it, but for an axe size this big, it's never going to be under too much stress. one of the nicest handles I've ever seen. I really enjoy it. It took a month to get here. I don't know why that took so long. It took a month, but I guess it was kind of worth the wait because I ordered it in spring and I technically wouldn't really need it until fall, but got it in. I did my subpar hanging job that I always seem to do, and this is now really solid and really good for this type of work. You can two-hand with it. Bigger pieces like that. You can one-hand. This block is a little high, but when you're going into this kind of stuff, it falls right through it. And the reason why is because it is heavier than those little hatchets. Those hatchets are really good for chopping limbs and cleaning up stuff like that. They're really good for carving. They're good for camping. And they're good for taking what I'm doing now to the next level. But if you really got a pile of stuff like I do here, a big axe like this is pretty hard to beat. Now this board is just twisted and there's a knot in it or something, I don't know. But for the most part, this stuff works great. And I've got a lower block that I use. I'm just using this one to kind of elevate it so you can see it a little better. Let me get a piece of firewood here. A piece of oak, red oak, that I split with this. I mean, that's already the right size. Gives you a little trouble like that, two-handed, good to go. Big side knot in that one. And the thing about it is a big, heavy axe. And that's definitely sharp enough to cleave through a knuckle if I missed. But it's not shaving sharp, it's not carving sharp, it's not filling sharp. Sorry about that. It's just right, and I really like using it. It's really quite handy when the piece is low, because what you got going on is you got this big meaty head that you're really just letting fall through the wood. I'm not swinging that hard. I mean, if you've seen any of my other videos, you know I don't typically swing that hard, because despite what you see other people doing, this is not that kind of work. It's hard work, but it's not make it harder than it has to be work. Let me get my chopping block, my other one that's lower, and I'll show you what I mean. Bear with me. Get this one out of the way here. All right. This is black locust, and it is not on the camera, but I will adjust. There we go. Black locust is better firewood than your stump wood, but I had this nice big piece. It works really great. This is what I normally cut all my kindling on. And with this big axe, you can just let it fall. This is hard. Well, hard in the sense that it's dried. It's not hardwood. Poplar's really soft for a hardwood. I think Whiskey River Art and Trading Company, which is where I got the Council 5-pound splitting axe. I'm pretty sure that they carry an axe similar to this. I think it's a Council tool. I think it's got an 18-inch handle. I can't remember. Don't hold me to it. But, oh, hello. But check it out. Or, you know, another option. If you want to axe like this, which if you cut firewood for yourself, I would seriously think about getting one, is you can go to the flea market, the antique store, the eBays, etc., and get you a 3.5 pound axe head. The blade condition doesn't matter that much. Doesn't need a handle because you're going to put a new handle in it. You do want the eye to be relatively straight. You don't want a warped eye. It's hard to get the hang of it. Axe head with a warped eye. And then get you a new handle and put it in it. Doesn't have to be any kind of a special brand. Doesn't even need to be, I mean, I don't know what brand this is. I can't figure that out. Maybe that's a V or a K or a 3.5. 3.5 pound, that's what that says. All right, on this side it says U. You should get one. So there you go. The house axe, miner's axe, camp axe. You should definitely get one. Now, again, maybe don't have to use this kind of wood for your kindling. I'm just using it because it's what I got. Tired of weed eating around it. I also use it a lot for prepping wood for the grill. I got a charcoal grill and I might put a little hickory on it, apple wood or something like that. Don't always want the big piece. I want to make it smaller. This is really good. There's definitely a fatigue element to it because it is heavy, but it's just from lifting and the weight. I know that's kind of obvious, but you'll still get similar fatigue issues with the smaller axes because you're having to hit a lot harder with those. Or maybe not. Maybe you've got easier material to work with. This one could have been sawed in half again. Termites are in this stuff too. The good thing about this one as well is that it is kind of old and gnarly. So if I get into some dirty wood, it ain't gonna hurt anything. I guess I'll just use it as a splitting hatchet. There's a knot right in the middle of it. Break time.